Okay, so you let them fight to the death and then take
Kill
the
the
winner.
winner.
Casey, are you out of breath while you're doing this?
No. Oh, I heard a beep. Yeah. Okay. That sucked. Sometimes as like Glitch gets damaged, his antennas will break and they'll just kind of flop around. It's kind of great.
This is definitely one of the more clever games that came out in its era.
Oh yeah, and it's like for being a relatively simple premise and mechanics, you know, they make the levels really varied and present a lot of unique challenges as it goes on.
The PS2 era was the era that I really cut my teeth in, like, where I really got into games.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah,
Any
I've
game
about-
in particular that just really...
Well, the GTA series.
Oh,
Was,
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
What was your first GTA game?
3.
Okay.
3, yeah. Yeah, that was the first game for PS2 I had also.
Okay.
Like someone, like bought us a PS2 and GTA 3. Like to thank us for something, and that's where we got hooked. Like my dad is. Yesterday, the heist came out for GTA 5. I'm dating this, I guess. And like my dad's been up in his room ever since.
That's funny.
My two favorite eras in gaming definitely have to be Super Nintendo's when I first really got started.
Yeah.
And I just played a lot of weird games for the Super Nintendo, but...
I think everyone did.
Uh,
CR Shaq Fu and Michael Jordan Chaos in the Windy City videos.
and, like, it gets weirder from there. Like, I played, like, Buster Bubbles, or Super Buster...
I'll Buster Bubbles.
Super... Super Bubble Buster Brothers.
What the fuck?
You
Say
play
that
as two
10 times
brothers
fast.
who, like, pop bubbles with squirt guns. That's the premise of the game, and I played the shit out of that.
Okay.
And then the second era would definitely be PS2 is when I, like, started,
Yeah.
like, picking up on games hardcore again.
Like, it would probably be, for me, I started with
Atari
the NES.
700
I had
when
an
it first
Atari
came out because you're
2600.
old as fuck.
What?
Huh?
Say that again,
I
Chris.
said it's Atari because you were alive when it first came out because you're old as fuck.
No, I did have an Atari 2600 and an NES growing up. And the NES, I shouldn't pause while I'm talking about this. I should keep playing. But these things are so fucking inaccurate when you don't upgrade them.
Casey would be about 16 when the Atari came
Yeah,
out.
you're assholes. But the NES was a system. Like, I know I don't play it much or emulate or download a lot of stuff from the NES around here, but it was a system I was huge into. The original NES. The Super Nintendo took everything I loved on the NES and just made, like, amazing, better versions of it. You know, Super Mario Land, Mega Man X, Link to the Past, and the GameCube. Like, I had a big lull in gaming when the N64 got big. For whatever reason, they're just... like, there were games I played that I played a lot of. Smash Brothers, the original, GoldenEye, the Star Wars Battlefront. The first one was on the
Yeah.
64, I think.
Star Wars Battlefront.
Not Battlefront,
The
Rogue Squadron, the first one, maybe. There was the Naboo fighter one was actually pretty good too. All the James Bond games, the Turok games. Oh, I just fucking keep going, Glitch.
Like, this is a weird thing about, like, I don't know why, but my family's always had, like, all the Donkey Kong games.
See.
And most people, like, I speak to, like, it's one of their least favorite, like, Nintendo franchises, which I never really get behind. Like, I don't play them anymore as much as I should, but it's one of those really nostalgic games for me.
The thing about the Donkey Kong games, like...
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, Donkey Kong. I really have a soft spot in my heart for, like, cabinet arcade games, and I can play the shit out of Donkey Kong Jr. I'm really bad at the original Donkey Kong. I can play Donkey Kong Jr. again and again and again. Like, when I was a kid, I could play it until I just got bored. Like, I didn't even know that there was such a thing as, like, world records and stuff. But I could play Donkey Kong Jr. without dying until, like, I would just be like, I want to do something else and stop playing. Like, and it makes me wonder if I were to really sit down and play that game, how high a score I could get. But, I don't know. I never got that into the Donkey Kong countries except for the first one.
And see, that's, like, in my opinion, the worst of the Donkey Kong countries.
Is it?
Because Donkey Kong Country 2, you gotta play as two smaller Kongs, which were much faster and just, like, much easier to control. And plus, I love Diddy Kong. Like, I'm like a Diddy Kong fanatic.
I hear ya.
And then 3 kind of did, like, almost, like, it still had, like, the side-scrolling platformer. Was it even really, like, you can't really classify it as a platformer, can you?
I don't know. You're talking about 3?
Yeah, like, any of the Donkey Kong games, like, I guess kind of. Yeah, you know what? I'm probably just rambling too much and overthinking it. So, we're just going to backtrack and say, yeah, but it had, like, this weird kind of, like...
Are all of us going to say that?
It had, like, this, like, exploration thing where you had to, like, get pieces to fix vehicles so you could go. And it was just a lot of fun. That's the one I probably played the most.
Okay. Now, on the Super Nintendo, Nick saw the beginning of this game and really fell in love with it in that moment. I really wanted to play it on Fall Damage, is Super Mario RPG, which is like Super Mario Final Fantasy. It
is Super Mario Final Fantasy. It's made by Squaresoft, and
yeah.
They don't make any variety in their games. As much as I love their games.
Yeah.
Squaresoft, if you're listening.
Squaresoft, if you're listening, please
don't ever change.
Actually, go back to doing what you did like 15 years ago, when Casey just turned 22.
Become an asshole. This is like one of the levels in this game that could kick my ass the most frequently.
Is this based on a true story?
This game, yeah.
That's so.
Just because it hasn't happened on Earth yet doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Somewhere.
They say we're getting close to the singularity.
You know, technically, if you believe in the infinite theory universe, or infinite universe theory, I've had a little bit of Chris's Jack when he wasn't looking.
I had a lot
every
of
game is based on a true
Chris
story.
Was looking.
Not that I want to get like into
everything is possible. I was just about to.
I don't really hold court with the infinite possibility.
Well, who
theory.
the fuck cares what you think, Casey? Yeah. I'm just playing. I love you.
I just like to use it to explain incredibly absurd ideas.
So there's like a world where like Nick gets all the girls.
There's a world where Nick gets some girls. Like, that's fucking crazy, right? That's how you know infinite, like, universe theory can't be right.
That means that there's a world where there's a Chris with an average-sized penis.
As
It'd be
opposed
nice
to
to
our
get that
universe
size,
with
right?
Chris with a below average sized penis. I love the slingshot
Ladies.
in this game.
If you're looking for something below average.
Look no further.
Does the term micropenis ring a bell with you?
It's an innie.
Do average penises put you off? Is there just no challenge in your love life? Sorry.
So, I've come to terms with the tiny penis.
It's not how big it is, it's how you use it. Which, from what I'm told, is still not that good. I'm joking.
Too much butt stuff, man.
Yeah, what? You're fixating too much on the butt stuff. Like,
Casey's a total sodomite.
Yeah, well...
We've come to terms with this. While I, on the other hand, am a Gamoran.
You're a what?
Gamoran, you know? You're
Oh,
a
yeah.
sodomite, I'm a...